What's up, YouTube? It's your main man, AB the Hero, back again with another video. And in today's video, we have a few of my favorite things cross collaborating, and we're gonna get into it. Your boy Joe Budden was talking about Big Baller Brand on the podcast. Also, some other things. He was hooping with my guy, Big Nolan Irby from the JBA New York Ballers. We got some clips for that too. So we're just gonna get into a lot of this, and we're just gonna do a lot of talking, man, because it's a lot of game that was spewed on this most recent Big Baller Brand podcast. There's a lot of game that was spewed on this most recent Joe Budden podcast, and we got to talk about it. Let's go. Alright, y'all, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the notification and all that as we get things going. So let me give y'all a backstory on this. So like I said in the intro, I listen to the Joe Budden podcast all of the time. You know what I'm saying? I try to catch, you know what I'm saying, both episodes. They do 2 episodes a week. The past couple weeks have been extra interesting to me because it's been a lot of conversation about this content creation space. It's been a lot of conversation about the money behind the machines, a lot of these partnership deals, a lot of the things that if you have not been in the business, you would never even think to ask some of these questions, especially as we see the content space start to evolve from podcasting. When you look at these YouTube and these different DSPs, digital service providers, and the ad revenue, and all of these different things and ways that folks make money via the internet and your devices, mobile devices, all of these things, right? It's been a lot of conversation with that with my man Joe Budden and his Spotify deal. He had an exclusive Spotify deal for like 2 years. The contract is up. It's time to renegotiate. Everybody decides, you know what, we don't even want to renegotiate. We're gonna go our separate ways. Basically, that's the gist of it. If you're an enlightened listener, that's the story that you need to know. All right. So with that, over the weekend, I'm on the Instagram, and I'm on my guy Nolan Irby's Instagram. Now, if you follow me and you listen to me talk, I'm super high on my guy Nolan Irby. He is what I call a point guard. He's the reason that the LA Ballers in the JBA had to go get Jello Ball and bring him into the JBA, because they completely destroyed the LA Ballers, and New York Ballers did, and they had to go bring in Jello because it was looking bad. You know what I'm saying? Nolan Irby was that guy, the point guard. He's the reason why he did it. Totally shifted the culture of the JBA league. And so the other day I was on his Instagram, and he doesn't have this picture posted, but it was a picture posted to his story. And while we're here, man, go ahead and follow my dog Nolan Irby. You know what I'm saying? Real Millie champ. My guy not only is a hooper's hooper, you feel me? You see him in them JBA New York gear right there, but not only is he a hooper, but my dog also was into the rap game and spits. He's an entertainer for sure. So I was hyped over the weekend when I seen in my dog's story, he had a post where he was took a little selfie with him and Joe Budden. It's not here anymore. He didn't post it to the thing. It just was in the story. And so I was like hyped because for 2 reasons. My dog Nolan Irby is a aspiring artist, and Joe is an artist. So, you know what I mean, it's just some opportunity for some game. And I think in the caption it says something about, you know, great conversation or whatnot like that. So then I went to Joe's page a little bit later, and I didn't even put these 2 things together. But then I'm on his page in the story, same thing, and I see a clip, and he's showing these dudes who he's about to go hoop with, right? And one of the dudes got a BBB on. And I'm like, oh shit, nigga got BBB on. Don't put 2 and 2 together that he about to go hoop with my dog Nolan Irby. You know what I'm saying? And then I realized as I play it back, oh, that's Nolan Irby. So I go and I send Joe a message just to vouch for my dog. Yo, he's that's a stand-up dude, you know what I'm saying? A hooper's hooper and a solid MC and just an all-around good dude, you know what I mean? Just because that's what I think, and you know what I'm saying? So after that, you know what I'm saying, Joe Budden, you know what I mean, in the DM says, does not respond, but it don't matter, you know what I mean? But, so I say all that to say, you know what I'm saying, then I go and I listen to this week's podcast, and then I hear Joe start talking about Big Baller Brand and all of that stuff. So then I'm thinking like, yo, it must be some like either a weird coincidence, or these two things must be correlated. Like there must have been some conversation or something about it that sparked him to go down this road as he went on one of his weekly rants about, like I said, the inner workings in the system, and how this one was more so about how they depict you when you're doing something against what is normally been done. You feel me? Like how they will call you crazy when you start going against the grain. You know what I mean? Even if going against the grain is in your best interest. And so with that, I was on checking I was on the stories again today, right? And this story here popped up. Let me see here. And this is a clip. That's my dog Nolan Irby with the ball right there. He takes a shot. He misses it. Joe Budden gets it. Oh, Nolan Irby on the D. Lock up Nolan. Oh, big body. Oh, damn. Needless to say, I see this clip and I'm disappointed. I'm like, no, there's no way, bro, you let him put you in the post. I get my boy Nolan Irby on the phone and I'm asking him like, yo, what happened, man? How you? And he says, wait a minute, man. Yes, he might be a little stronger than he looked, but I got some clips for you to show you that I was getting mine out there as well. So then he sent me a couple clips here from the same spot up shooter. Been like that. Been like, I ain't even playing it for y'all. I got you right here. Spot up shooter, let's see it. Okay, they leaving him open. I don't know why you would do that. Cash. All right, let's get to the next one here. More. Block. Kick it back out. It's a miss. Grab the board. Point guard Nolan Irby pulling up. Why are they not guarding him up close? I have no idea. Ooh, tried to get too close. Left hand. Easy buckets. All right, now let's keep going. Let's keep going while we got y'all here. Okay, we see Joe with the ball. Nolan on the tight D this time. Not going this time. Okay. Forced a miss. It's a board. Joe don't want no drama with that. Oh, get closer. This time, trying to stop him from driving. Cash and splash. Y'all know how we do. So I was hyped. I seen that and I was like, all right, my guy. I'm glad that you know what I mean, that first clip was not the end all be all. But now let's get into this. So on the podcast, and this is really why I wanted y'all to be here right here, is to hear these clips here. And so Joe was kind of going off on this rant about kind of some of the tension between him and Charlemagne the God. And the way that he kind of classified it on this podcast, and folks have said this, it's like Professor Xavier versus Magneto. It's two folks who, you know what I'm saying, kind of fighting the fight for the mutants in X-Men, but they have two completely different ideologies and two very distinct different outcomes in which they believe that would both benefit the mutants, right? So they both want to do what's best for mutants. What is best for mutants just look different, right? It's the same shit. It's the same Martin and Malcolm debate. It's that whole thing that we've seen go through history where folks are trying to get something done for the good of the culture, but they just clash on what needs to be done, all right? So there's a lot of stuff, this whole smear campaign and all of this stuff, and in which in the stuff that Joe was attempting to do, folks are starting to call him crazy, and this was kind of his response to that. Let's listen to the audio here. Well, let me.
No. They're gonna call everybody crazy. They're gonna call any nigga crazy that challenges status quo. Mia Moore was there. Mia Moore was at 18th Street basketball court with Brandon Jennings. While Brandon Jennings was saying what, Moore? I'm not going to college. overseas. I don't have to do it that way. Remember? Yeah. That nigga was in the news clippings every day. What was they saying? He's a fucking nut.
Now, for y'all who not familiar, Brandon Jennings, who ended up playing a decent amount of time in the NBA, instead of going straight to college, instead of going to college out of high school, went and played overseas for a season, and then came back and played in the NBA. It was after, like, they used to have the rule where you could go straight to the NBA, and this was after that. So took the 1 year, was one of the first people to do it. I think that they give RJ Hampton credit for being like the first person to like just choose to do it. Like, you got the grades, you got everything, you got the high, and you don't want to do it. For Brandon Jennings, I think that there was some controversy, and maybe he wasn't eligible to go to college, and all of these different things. But that was kind of what they were saying about him back then, of like, you only doing this because you got to, you know what I mean? Not because, that's how they framed it, to keep the narrative the same. And what he's saying about the Brandon Jennings situation specifically is he was telling folks, I don't have to go that way. My talent and my ability already says that I'm going. I just don't have to take the route that they want me to take. Let's continue.
Hey, LeVar Ball. Triple baller sneaker, whatever the fuck the name of that shit was.
Triple baller. Big baller brand, you feel me? Big baller brand sneaker.
Remember? Anybody remember? Anybody remember? Was anybody outside?
I copped.
Me too.
Not really.
I haven't received a sneaker yet.
Neither have I.
I haven't received a sneaker
By the
yet.
way, that shit is like a stat.
Hey, you know what everybody said? Know what everybody said?
I wanted to support
Why
that idea.
is this black ass sneaker charging $500 for a sneaker? You fucking idiot, Andy Schultz. Hey, right this second, forget about back in the day. Right this second, Louis Vuitton is selling monogrammed face masks. The plastic face masks. Want to guess the number? You guessed it, even though you didn't. It's like 1,200. Hey, don't nobody say, hey, Louis Vuitton is bugging for this monogrammed shit. Or you...
Hey, all right, so he said a couple different things, and if you've been following the movement and the culture for a while now, you have heard a lot of that stuff, especially in reference to the brand. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, I got a little call coming through here. Let me check the swag. So we heard a lot of that stuff in reference to the brand, right? When Lavar came out and the price tag said $495, folks say you crazy. Even just the other day, whenever I was doing a live stream and we were talking about the price tag, and folks were saying that was one of the biggest mistakes that you could have made is charge that. And one of the things that Joe talks about on here is like, how can somebody tell you what you're worth, right? And one of the things that you hear from Lavar still to this day when he talks about the power and the beauty of ownership is, they say, do you want to do a collab with Dior or Nike or Puma? And he says, I thought about it, and actually, no, I don't. And the reason why you can make that decision is because you own your own shit, and you could make the call. The same way Louis Vuitton can say, yo, we're going to make these face masks, and we're going to charge you $1,200. The big difference, though, in some of the plight that I feel like folks feel is that when it comes to people of color, black folks in particular in this country, it seems that like once you want to go against the grain, you're supposed to take the lowest hanging fruit. And when you go to challenge that, you crazy. And that's this conversation that Joe has been having, or folks have been having about him. It's like, you got the Spotify deal. They offered you a bag and you didn't take it. You crazy. It must be something you did. You messed it up. You're crazy. You're supposed to take the money. It's more money than you would ever see. And sometimes folks just value ownership over the pennies that you may get. And I don't even mean to say pennies, I mean millions. And there's some conversation too that they end up having about like, folks need jobs. So it's not even about like everybody is supposed to go down this road of trying to be owners and entrepreneurs and things. Sometimes folks just actually need jobs. And if you need to take a job and somebody got the bag for you like that, that might be your lane. So there's this comparison between him and Charlemagne. And that comparison stems from this whole ideal of like, yo, Charlemagne is making some damn good money clocking in. I still clock in to this day, and I do okay, you know what I'm saying? But so it's not to say that you're wrong for doing that, but it's just that you may be missing an opportunity. It's the same conversation that we hear, and I've said this before and I'll reiterate it again, when you think about these shoe contracts and you look at Jordan and you look at Nike at this point is like worth $20+ billion, even probably more than that, just a ridiculous amount of money. And if you go to the people at Nike and you ask them what happened, what's the story, what's the genesis, how did we get here, what helped you explode in the way that you did, there's one person who they give that credit to, the majority of that credit to, Michael Jordan. And then so the idea that, yes, Michael Jordan right now, I believe, makes like $200 million a year off of Nike, off his Jordan brand, which is a great deal of money. But the realization also is that Nike is making billions upon billions of dollars a year. So the thought process is way back in the day when Jordan signed this deal with Nike, and he made them basically what they are today. If he had have secured the bag in the right way, damn, he would probably own Nike at this point. He should be on the exec board or some big shit, you know what I mean? It should be Nike times Jordan. And what I'm saying is, obviously he got his whole arm of Jordan, of Nike, but even with that, he don't even own the Jordan brand, you know what I'm saying? He is kind of an employee, and I don't want to make it seem like I'm talking down on Jordan or whatever, because that 200 million is greater than anything that I've ever seen. So it's kind of dope. But I think that this was a interesting clash for me of two worlds, and listening to, you know what I'm saying, them talk about the Big Baller brand. I think the elephant in the room, though, is that they still ain't got these shoes yet. It's been a while since that first run of shoes, and it's a damn shame that they ain't got their shoes yet. You know what I'm saying? They must have put in the wrong address or something like that. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Let me know if I missed something. Let me know where you all stand, and do you believe that this is a true, like, problem that we see when especially people of color, I'll say black people, are trying to be innovators. We say this, you see this with Kanye West, when as soon as you start trying to push past the box that they put you in, folks start to call you crazy. And what I've realized is that the more folks start to call you crazy, the crazier it seems the things that you're doing, right? Because when folks calling you crazy, then you gotta defend yourself of being called crazy. And when you start arguing crazy talk, you look crazy. You know what I'm saying? What do they say? You can't tell the difference between a fool and a wise man when they get into an argument. So that's just what I see, man. It's your main man, ABD Hero. I'm gonna head up out of here. But like I said, man, if you stuck around to this point, man, make sure y'all go ahead, follow my guy, Nolan Irby. You know what I'm saying? Go over to Joe Budden's channel and tell him to answer my DM. You feel me? All of that good stuff. But like I said, I'm gonna get up out of here. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. It is your main man.